morning everyone, welcome back to our online class today. So it's me again, teacher Kongkea, right? As you know already, for the first session every Wednesday we always study our book is Grammar Planet 2. So teacher today want you to review some grammar that you study already from the previous day, right? Okay, so right now let's move to the next one. Okay, so today teacher want you to review again about articles that we have a, and the. So everyone, do you still remember article? Great, so I hope that you still remember all of that one. And right now let's review again with teacher all together. Okay, so the first one, teacher want you to compare a and an, right? Okay, so now let's move to the next slide with teacher. Okay, so we use a before word which begin with consonant B, C, D, F. As you know already, consonant we have a lot of letter, right? So if the letter that is related with consonant, we need to use with right? Okay, so right now let's look at the example. So here is our example, like a doctor, a big car, a girl. So as you know already, doctor is the letter D. So letter D, this one we call it consonant, right? So if consonant, we need to use with a, right? As I told you at the moment already. And the second verb is big car. So big car, big is the letter B. So B, this one we call it consonant also. That's why we need to use with a. And move to the last one is girl. Girl is the letter G, right? Okay, so it's the letter G. We need to use with a also. So now let's move to the next one. Okay, so we also use a before you when it sounds like the word you and before ooh, right? Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Okay, so sound like you start with starts with you, like university. As you know already, university. So the sound is look like you sound, right? Okay, so when we have the sound that regarding with you sound, we need to use with right? Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Okay, so this one is sound like you but start with EU. Example, a European city. EU, European city, right? So if European city, we need to use with also, right? Okay, so I hope that you remember all of that one. Okay, so now let's move to another one that we use and before word which begin with vowels that we have A, E, I, O, U. So you need to remember that if the word that begin with vowel, we need to use with N. And our vowel, as you know already, we have just only 5 letters. Then we have A, E, I, O, U. So now let's look at the example. Okay, apple. Apple. So as you know already, apple is the letter A. So it's the letter A. This one we call it vowel, right? So if we have vowel, we need to use with N, right? So N, apple. And move to the second one is interesting film. Interesting film. So interesting is the letter I, right? So I, this one is vowel. So if vowel, we need to use with and also. So you need to remember that and we use with vowel, right? That we have A, E, I, O, U. If we don't have A, E, I, O, U, we need to use with consonant that you need to use with right? Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Okay, so we also use and before words that begin with a silent egg, right? Okay, so example, silent egg like our. hour, right? So if start letter H, we need to use with and also an hour. An hour. Okay, so this one is very important. You need to remember, right? Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Okay, so we usually use the when we talk about a person or thing, right? Okay, example, the CD player. CD player is the thing, right? So that's why we need to use with the CD player. Okay, and another one is the one that Mary bought. The one that Mary bought is talk about the thing and we talk about the person also, right? Okay, that's why we need to use with the. Okay, so now let's move to the next one. We use the when there is only one of something. What's mean one of something? One of something is mean like only one, right? That we focus on. Example, she is in the kitchen. So only one person that is in the kitchen, right? Okay, so she is in the kitchen. So you need to remember that one, right? Okay, so we use the when there is only one of something, right? Okay, so another one is use the with musical instruments. Instrument we have guitar, violin, piano, right? A lot drum, right? So that one we call it instrument, right? So if regarding with instruments, you need to use with the also example. I play the guitar. Jen plays the violin, right? Okay, so guitar and violin, we call it instrument, right? Okay, that's why we need to use with the. So I hope that you remember all of that one. And thank you for watching. And later teacher will provide you classwork and homework. And if you don't understand or not clear regarding with our lesson for today, you can ask in our group. And teacher one more. Okay, and teacher want to remind you that we use with consonant and we use with vowel that we have a, e, I, o, u, and the we use with the thing or a person, right? Okay, so if you are not clear, you can watch this video again and don't forget to write down our lesson. Don't forget to write down our lesson of our video today into your notebook. And if you're not clear, you can ask teacher in our group. Thank you and see you again for second session. Goodbye, everyone.